From Kern Government Television, welcome to this week's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting, originating from the County Administrative Center located at 1115 Truxtun Avenue, Bakersfield, California. Kern County's vision is to create and maintain a customer-centered county government designed to garner the confidence, support, and trust of the people we serve. Today's Kern County Board of Supervisors meeting will convene momentarily.
Ready? Board to reconvene. Good afternoon. Kern County, and of course, my favorite, Madam Clerk. Would you please call the roll? That'll help.
Now I have my microphone on. Supervisor Gleason.
Here.
Supervisor Scrivener. Supervisor Maggard.
Here.
Supervisor Couch. Supervisor Perez.
Thank you. Again, Supervisor Couch did inform us of his absence today. He participated by phone very lengthily with our closed session. That was a helpful, productive meeting. And in that vein, Ms. Raizan, would you please provide a report on action taken in closed session, of which Supervisor Couch did participate, for the record?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, board members. This morning, your board met in closed session on items 31, 32, and 33. However, there is no reportable action at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Raizan. As mentioned during our 9 o'clock board session, the County of Kern provided notice that as a result of the declared federal, state, and local emergencies due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and in light of the governor's order, this Board of Supervisors meeting is not physically open to the public. Testimony and general public comment can be given through email or telephone to the clerk of the board prior to today's meeting. We will begin by considering the consent agenda. All items listed with a capital C, capital A are considered to be routine and non-controversial by county staff. Consent items will be considered first and may be approved by one motion if no member of the board or public wishes to comment or ask questions. If a member of the audience wishes to comment or ask questions regarding an item or items on consent, they may do so prior to a vote being taken on consent. A member of the board may remove any item from the consent agenda, and it will be considered in listed sequence, with an opportunity for any member of the public to address the board concerning the item before action is taken. A member of the public may also comment on any closed session item. Closed session items, consent items begin on page 2. They include items 4 and 5. On page 3, items 6 through 8 and 11 through 12. On page 4, items 13 through 17. On page 5, items 18 through 21. On page 6, items 22 to 27. And finally, on page 7, items 28 to 31. Gentlemen, do you have comments or questions before I ask Kathy about public input? Okay, Kathy, what do we have?
We have no members of the public wishing to provide comments on any consent agenda items.
No emails, nobody's waiting on hold.
No.
Thank you very much. Gentlemen, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the consent agenda and adjourn as the Board of Supervisors and reconvene as the Kern Sanitation Authority.
Second.
You're a pro at that, Zach. Thank you. So we have a motion and a second on that. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Couch.
Okay, and under the Kern Sanitation Authority, we have one item on consent. That is item number 1, proposed contract number 21087. Kathy, do we have any public comment?
We do not.
Okay, seeing no public comment, gentlemen, I will entertain a motion to, on the consent agenda, which is item number 1, and to adjourn as the Kern Sanitation Authority and return as the stunningly marvelous Kern County Board of Supervisors.
Motion by Supervisor Maggard.
Second.
Thank you, supervisors. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Couch.
Okay, very good. This brings us to public presentations, item number 2. Kathy, what do we have?
Madam Chair and members of the board, we do have one member of the public wishing to address the board. Mr. Art Schaefer is on the line. Mr. Schaefer, if you would unmute your phone by pressing *6, you may address the board. And board members, Mr. Schaefer presented you with documents that are at your seat.
Okay.
Go ahead,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Schaefer.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I spoke last week and I requested a meeting with the sheriff. I'm being severely tortured. My apartment is worse than a concentration camp, and sheriff does not move a finger. At the same time, I did not see any action on your part. I'm talking again, requesting that meeting with the sheriff. Sheriff has the ability to stop it immediately. I woke up today and the radiation like never before. Extremely severe. My perpetrators do not like that I complain, and the more I complain, the more severe is the torture. The more severe is the torture, the more I complain, and there is no end to this. They recruited several neighbors, and they act in the open. Sheriff does not get involved, and they do what they please. For example, I took a picture of what they do near my apartment. Immediately, they broke a car, $60 repair. This is a minor thing, but this is what is going on. It's in the open, and no one gets involved to help me. Let me see.
Are you there, sir? Are you done? We certainly heard your statement.
I'm looking for, I see my notes.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap up here, sir.
What I'm trying to say is that they're slowly killing me, and no one wants to get involved. Every one of the supervisors writes in their biography how helpful they are to the people, but when I'm crying for help, no one moves a finger. You're the government. What are you doing there?
Sir, thank you.
I'm requesting a meeting with the supervisor, very clear.
Okay.
I hope you have my handout.
Okay, sir, thank you for your call. I'm sorry for your distress. I see Supervisor Maggard is going to respond to some of your remarks, so I wish you the best, sir. Supervisor Maggard?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Don't wish me the best, but help me with this meeting and let's stop this.
Thank you for your call, sir. Supervisor Maggard, your thoughts?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I had a lengthy conversation with Mr. Schaefer or Mr. Shavirovich last Tuesday after he phoned in and shared his concerns. He very sincerely believes that the government and those that are terrorizing him have planted chips inside of his body and that they are being used to kind of amplify and receive these radioactive waves that he believes are torturing him. And he asked me very sincerely if I could meet with the sheriff and the public health director and provide a spectrum analyzer that might be stationed at his house to see if these waves, radioactive waves, are there, and then assist him in having these chips removed. And while he is very sincere, and I certainly feel badly for the distress that he's under, I don't know of a way we can help him with that. And that doesn't mean I don't want to help him, but I cannot provide him with a spectrum analyzer, and I don't know how to have chips removed from his body. So I just wanted to convey to him my regret, I know he's sincere, my regret that we are not meeting his expectation, but I thought it would be important for you to hear the kind of the context in which he has his concerns, and his heartfelt pleas are just something that I think is beyond our ability to help him with.
Madam Chair,
Supervisor,
have we referred this to Mr. Walker, Dr. Walker, Bill Walker?
Supervisor Maggard, I assume we have.
Is there a Met team? Okay.
Yes, it appears as though they're on it. So Supervisor Maggard, thank you for your insight and also for connecting up this clearly distressed gentleman to people who will help him and care for him in what is clearly a complicated phase of his life. So thank you, and Supervisor Gleason, thank you for your concerns. Number 3 are board member announcements or reports. Gentlemen, do you have anything you'd like to share? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move right along on the agenda to item number 10. Under the Planning Department, it is a proposed agreement with Bethany Services, Inc., doing business as Bakersfield Homeless Center, for CARES Act funding, emergency solutions grants in response to COVID-19 in the amount of $586,000. Director Oviatt, nice to see you. The floor is yours.
Thank you. This item is a companion piece to items 11 through 15, which were on the consent agenda. If we could have the overhead, I'd just like to highlight on this piece that this is Emergency Solutions Grants CARES Act 1 money. So this is special money that we have received through Federal CARES Act. It totals $1.3 million. And we have worked with the Homeless Collaborative as well as our partners inside and outside the county to look at how this money could be deployed for our homeless population and in this COVID pandemic. So as you notice, a large percentage of this money has been allocated for rapid rehousing. In this case, the Bakersfield Homeless Center will be receiving $305,000. As a reminder, there are 2 different ways that your board's funding from both the state and the federal government is being deployed to help the homeless. First is the conventional things that we think about, which is the homeless shelter, and some of this money was used for emergency shelter. However, the new emphasis is on rapid rehousing. This is short-term rental assistance and services. The idea is to help people obtain housing quickly, increase their self-sufficiency. So while they are put into rentals, there is an entire team that comes to work with them. And the intention is to help them stay housed. This is a more cost-effective way of handling homeless interventions than using shelters or even transitional housing. And there are many challenges to helping our homeless population, everything from substance abuse issues to obtaining employment. All of those can be done more effectively when people have a place to live. And in this COVID pandemic, getting people off the streets and into a place to live is also of the highest. So rapid rehousing has been #1 on our list of deployments. This is Federal CARES Act ESG additional money. On October 6th, I'd like to remind you that we brought to you another $4.7 million, which is the CARES Act ESG CV2. Those contracts will be coming before your board soon. The majority of that money, $2.5 million, is going to go to Cap K for actual rental assistance and utility assistance so that we can also keep people from becoming homeless in this point. So that's an additional contracts that will be brought forward to your board in the next few weeks. So I wanted to take this opportunity to give you an overview. This is additional money that we don't normally get. We want to thank our partners, Ann 11, the Homeless Collaborative, and all of our partners who are working diligently to make the best use of this money. And I ask that you take action on item number 10. The recommendation is that your board approve the Emergency Solutions Grant Agreement with Bethany Services, Inc.,
DBA Bakersfield Homeless Center for a total amount not to exceed $586,000, and authorize the chairman to sign. And thank you for your vote on the other consent items. Thank you.
Okay. Do we have public comment? Anyone waiting to provide input?
We do not.
Okay, so no public comment, no written comment?
No.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing, return to the board. And Lorelei, I have to say thank you for navigating so much of the stress and funding opportunities and realities. There's nobody better, and this CARES process has been uniquely frantic. And, you know, you are always a voice of calm and direction, and, you know.
If I may,
It's helpful.
I did step over my extraordinary team, the community development planners. Many of them are working remotely, but some of them are working in the Public Services Building. This has been quite a challenge with this additional funding, and they have completely stepped up, and I want to acknowledge all of them for the work that they've done. This particular unit of the Planning Department is really a group that takes this to heart. They want to find the right partners, make sure the money is moving, and that we leave no, as they like to say, no dollar unspent in the service of what your board is committed to doing. So I just want to thank you for reminding me to make sure that I acknowledge my team.
Motion on staff's recommendation.
Thank you. Great teams come from great leaders, as we
Happy
know.
to second.
Thank you. Motion
Lorelei,
is second.
enjoy your day.
Motion is second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved, 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Couch.
Very good. Thank you, Director. I would like to clarify the calendar. I think I've had some confusing questions from the public and others about moving forward. So I just want to make sure we're on the same page, Kathy, because we are coming back again next week, which is 3 weeks in a row, which is unusual. So we will be back next week, October 20th. We're going to adjourn in a moment till October 20th. But then we were out for 2 weeks, October 27th, and Election Day, November 3rd. We moved that around to accommodate the election needs of Kern County. We are then back on 2 weeks in a row, November 10th and 17th. Those are the only 2 days in November. Then we are back the first 3 weeks of December, 1, 8, 15, and then dark the last 2 weeks.
Actually, one correction to that. We are typically dark for 2 weeks over the Thanksgiving holiday and when CSAC meets.
Right.
I know CSAC redid their schedule, but we are scheduled to be dark the last Tuesday in November and the first Tuesday in December.
Oh, so December 1 is dark.
Right.
Got it. That was my
So
mistake.
we're meeting twice in November,
Twice in December. So we're back next week, and then we're not till
2
after
weeks.
Election Day.
Right, that
We're
is
back
correct.
next week, back after Election Day, 2 days in November, 2 days in December. But who's counting? Me. Oh, goodness, somebody is counting. Yes, and that'll be the end of my chairmanship, much to the chagrin of Kathy Kraus, but we'll figure out how to make it work. So thank you. Thanks, Mick, for your motion to adjourn. We'll see you next week.